Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. It's September 29, 2021. It's a Wednesday, and I do hope that you are all feeling fine, doing well, healthy. And if you are under the weather, we pray that the Lord will touch you and heal you and refresh you. Sabi nga nila, isang hipo lang yan, himas lang ni San Pedro, gagaling ka na. Pero wag kang magpapakita kay San Pedro. Okay, as I mentioned, it's a Wednesday today, and I do hope you are watching us via Cignal TV, channels 8 and 250, as well as on facebook.com/onenewsph, and you can also watch us via YouTube. Just type in One News PH, even for the replays. And of course, you can download the Signal Play app, and you would better enjoy all of this online if you have the PLDT home fiber optic internet service. And I always say, I am not a product endorser. Hindi po tayo ika nga ay model, but I really appreciate what PLDT does for the program. And nothing special. We have a 100 Mbps service, and it does the work. Wag lang makikipaglaban sa mga anak na nanonood ng Minecraft or whatever games they are doing online. Okay, let's go start the day because we have a very long day ahead of us. Our daily starter: the problem with threats is that someday that person may come back and take you up on your offer. Okay? And the point for all of this is because I've noticed that there has been a lot of threatening going on among politicians, between the president and the senators. And it just made me reflect on the matter because many of us, if not all of us, have at some point been threatened or was regularly subjected to threats, even at home. Okay? In fact, the Bible deals with that and reminds fathers in Ephesians 6 4, fathers, do not exasperate, provoke, or antagonize your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. That Bible passage tells us that even in the time of the Old Testament, naging ugali na. It has become habitual of fathers, of leaders, to use threat and intimidation. Now, sometimes threat and intimidation, in good measure, works. But when you abuse it, when you do it in excess, sooner or later, just like anything, whether it is whatever it is, it loses its impact or its effect. And what happens is like what happened to many Filipinos. Kumbaga sabi nila, wag nyo na kaming takutin, dati na kaming takot. Okay? The problem with threats is they are useless with persons who have nothing to lose. Okay? Yan po, no? Threats don't work with the person who's got nothing to lose. Instead of relying on threats, rely on dialogue. Sabi nga dun sa Ephesians 6:4, di ba? Bring them up with the training. We bring them up in training with the word of the Lord, in the ways of the Lord. And if you're talking about your political associates or ano ba sabi nila doon, yung mga contemporaries, don't use threats. Use dialogue, conversation, and reason. Even, sabi nga, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So, just remember that, okay? Those words are our daily starter for the day. Let's now go quickly to the front page of the Philippine Star. And the headline: For the Philippine Star, September 29, Rodi pushes mandatory vaccination. President Rodrigo Duterte has essentially called on the police power of the state and told the public in a recorded message that they will push for mandatory vaccination to protect the general population. And if you are a government personnel who refuse to be vaccinated, please leave public service because you are in face-to-face contact with the public. Okay yan. At the top of the headline of the front page, Malacanang says, Prodi sensitive to public pulse on VP bid. If you recall, yesterday, SWS came out with a survey saying that 60% of the people surveyed did not agree with or did not support President Duterte's announcement of running for vice president. So, sensitive, ang tanong, sensitive na galit o sensitive na napaisip at magdadalawang isip. Okay, that big photo on the upper part of the Philippine Star is essentially the continuing long lines of in a pedestrian overpass leading to the EDSA carousel. Madaling araw pa lang po. Doon, people were already lining up for a free ride. Okay, so yan. And then COVID-19 cases on the left-hand side of the Philippine Star, himala, 13,846 na laang. Okay? It's ironic. We are actually rejoicing. We are hopeful and glad that we've gone down from the 20,000s to 13,846 when in fact our first ECQ was at 2,000. Number of deaths, still 91 Filipinos have died yesterday from COVID. Now we don't know whether the reporting system has been corrected because, as we pointed out, 10% ang drop or unreported daw, according to health experts. Now, business groups appeal for alert level 3. Halos magmakaawa na si Presidential Advisor on Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion along with the different chambers of commerce appealing to the IATF and the President to please bring the National Capital Region down to alert level 3 so that they can essentially, ito naman dito tayo magtataka, they are saying kung alert level 3 kasi we can increase the outdoor activities to 50% and the indoor activities to 30%. So parang from 10% indoor to 30% and then outdoor from 30% to 50%. Malaking diferensya daw yan kasi existing models, they can barely make anything except for paying the rent and the utilities. Okay, the big photo there in the middle of the Philippine Star, President Duterte wearing a face shield, and the talk there was about bakit naging issue yung expiry date of the face shield. Ironically, I don't even know why it became topic in the discussion because the President himself has said that the face shield is no longer needed except for indoors, close contact, and a lot of community contact. Okay. Pharmally executives deny hand in Mago disappearance. Okay, the ongoing congressional and Senate investigation on Pharmally raised the question, nasaan si Mago? And parang parang anime or whatever. Speaking at the House inquiry on the controversy last Monday, Pharmally Treasurer Mohit Daragani said they did not order Mago to go into hiding after her Senate testimony last week. Okay. Meanwhile, for those of you who took up law and want to practice law but still need to take up the bar exams. Well, good news and bad news. The Supreme Court has reset the 2021 bar exams to early 2022 because of the ongoing health crisis, COVID crisis. Meanwhile, sad news, national artist for literature, Batanggenyo Bienvenido Lumbera passed away at the age of 89. Well, he lived a long life. He lived and served his country well, and he is a treasure to Batangas and to the entire nation. May God rest his soul. Our condolences to his loved ones. And the announcement was made by his daughter, Tala. Now, meanwhile, another good news naman, Senate approves Manila Water Franchise Bills. Hindi na natin ungkatin yan. Basta na-approve, may tubig tayong lahat. Everybody happy. Maligo na kayo habang may tubig. Last but not the least, also good news for many of you. COMELEC likely to heed calls for extended voter registration. Malamang at malamang, aabot po tayo ng October 31. But that's not official. We are merely quoting the news reports and what happened or what has been said during interviews. So there you go. That's the front page of the Philippine Star. Para sa inyong hindi na nakakakita ng dyaryo, you can read the news, all the news of the Philippine Star online, PhilStar Online. Okay. Now, we go to our interviews. We have a special guest. But before we bring in our special guest, syempre gagawa muna ako ng intro, no? Kay study. So, alam niyo po, true confession, I don't like doing puff articles. Ayoko yung mga pang-PR, parang magmukha tayong PR. But, I obey the Lord. And so, I read up on this guy. And I realized na not only is he controversial for what he is doing now, okay, he has made enemies of powerful people now, but he has a long history of doing a lot of things. So para sabi ko, parang nakalimutan. People seem to have forgotten the many things that this man has done. So I went further researching, and I realized, and pasensya na po kayo, no, kailangan ko lang basahin ng konti yung sinulat ko, no. I could not help but give Senator Richard Gordon an impartial second look of sorts. Balik tingin, balik tanaw ba? As a politician, a local government executive, a crisis manager, an NGO leader with global experience. Kumbaga, sa dami ng mga politiko nating nadidinig ngayon, did we ever sit down and say, okay, this guy wants to run or this guy's in the news, I'm gonna check the history of this person. Now, Dick Gordon, whether you love him or hate him, has done more than many of those currently volunteering themselves as chief executive of the Philippines. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin, CEO, yung mga nagpapatakbo ng kumpanya, okay? Yes, he could use a deliverance session to cast out some of his perceived arrogance and pride that manifests in him. But if we were to evaluate him, especially in comparison to the performance of or record of some so-called presidentiables, people might actually reconsider Gordon as a more qualified, certainly professional, experienced executive, public servant, and politician. Alam ba ninyo that he started out as a lawyer who graduated from UP, University of the Philippines, had brief stints in a multinational corporation as well as a business enterprise. Kumbaga, hindi po siya nag-umpisang professional politician. Bagamat naging anak siya ng isang politikong lokal, okay, he went to law, went into the private sector, okay? And then, the youngest delegate to the Constitutional Convention in 1971, during which he got an introduction to the internal machinations of politicians and attempted manipulations by the administration in power. Dahil kung natatandaan nyo, yung 1971 CONCON, naging controversial po yun kasi may nagpaputok. May nagpaputok ng skandalo, nagkakabilihan daw ng boto. By 1975, he became an associate of the once powerful and influential Accra Law Office. Ngayon, introduce ko na, kilala nyo na, Dick Gordon, Senator Richard Gordon, Chairman of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Well, let's bring him in. Welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning, Cito. Talagang nalulungkot ako at natutuwa sa mga pinukwento mo dahil lumalabas yung buhay ko, yung pinagdaanan ko.
But thank you, Senator. No, pasensya na, but you know me, I'm a very transparent person. And I tell people what I think, why I do things. Kasi parang kumbaga wala tayong tinatago, walang baho, di ba? And I think that's what you are trying to do in the Senate Blue Ribbon as well. And it just made me realize, teka, ito bang taon to, bakit hindi na natatandaan ng tao yung mga ginawa mo? Like, let's say, SBMA. If it is remembered today, it is because of an accusation being forwarded by the president. But anyway, if you don't mind, I just want to start. Okay, why is it that people seem to forget all your accomplishments as a CEO, as a lawyer, as a public servant? Is this intentional on your part? Kumbaga, do you live for the day or you simply focus on the work at hand and you do not? Kumbaga, kasi may marami mga ibang politiko dyan, they constantly remind us of nagawa nila eh.
Well, I try to avoid that because sinasabi lang mayabang ka pag sinasabi mo yan eh. And that is why ako, ang iniisip ko lang, you live for the future and you learn from the past and you try to make your best in the present. Ang problema natin bansa, kaya tayo hindi nagbabago, kung ano lang ang nakasaharap natin, yun ang tinitignan natin. Instant gratification. You know, wala na tayo ng work ethic, gusto natin mabigay kaagad sa atin ang mga hinaharap natin. At nadili tayong makalimutan natin yung mga nangyari ng mga nakaraan, yung mga abuso ng nakaraan, yung mga guns and gold. Hindi natin natatandaan yung hirap. Sinabi mo yung Subic, dumaan pa kami sa earthquake ng Nueva Ecija. Ang tatay mo pa ang tumawag sa akin, pumunta sa Nueva Ecija nung araw. And then, sa Pinatubo, sunod yun, magkasunod na taon yun, giba-giba yung mga Central Luzon, at tumutulong kami sa iba't ibang lugar. Yung pala kami ang tatamaan ng Pinatubo, ng husto, at pagkatapos giba kami, tapos pinaalis kaagad yung base militar. Hindi pa kami nakakabangon. Wala na kaming trabaho. Sabi ko nga, binasag yung hapag-kainan namin, yung kakainan namin na palayok, nabasag pa. So, kailangan mabilis ka magtatrabaho. Kailangan irali mo. Buti na lang nasanay natin ang mga kababayan ko na mag-volunteer, maglinis sa harap-harap nila, at maging duty first, aim high, bawal ang tamad. Yung values ba, yung napaka-importante sa leader, yung nagtuturo ka, may vision ka. Kumbaga ko susundin mo na lang yung mga values sa tinuro mo, and then papalabasin mo ang galing ng Pilipino. That's why yung Subic na-save, hindi nanakaw, at natulungan namin ng Clark. Later on, natulungan namin ng Mariveles. Dumami ang karbuhayan. Pero pagtapos na, nakalimutan na. Ganun talaga eh.
Well, I remember nalagay ka sa Subic na because of you are being native Olongapo, you have roots in Olongapo, your parents served Olongapo. Now, but tinanggal ka rin because of an issue. Ano ba talaga nangyari sa iyo and President Estrada at that time? Kasi parang ang chismis, sinita mo raw kasi yung presidente. And I mind you, no, pareho kayong kaibigan ko. I pastored President Estrada 4 years in detention. Ang chismis kasi, nagyoyosi raw si Presidente Estrada noon, nagtapon ng sigarilyo sila, Mr. President.
Makulay yung pinagsamahan namin na ERAP eh. Naging abogado ako ng mga Motion Picture Association dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga theater owners. Karamihan nun, English at Tagalog ang palabas. Si ERAP nung araw gusto niya pang Pilipino. Naging magkaibigan kami because theater owner ang pamilya ko. Ang pamilya ni Kate, ang misis ko, theater owner rin. So, meron kami mga tulungan, nagde-deposit kami sa pera sa mga pelikula para mailabas namin. Pagkatapos magkasama kami, kung minsan pupunta sila do'n ni Vic Salayan, marami kaming ginagawa na masasaya. Pero nung, naging issue na yung base militar, medyo nalungkot ako. Sabi ko, "Basta tulungan mo na lang kami dahil papaalisin yung base, 'di pa natin kaya." Eh, nangyari, sumunod siya do'n sa mga magagaling, paalisin yung base kahit hindi tayo ready. Nakatiwangwa ngayon ang ating militar, natiwangwa lahat ng mga tao, katatapos lang ng Pinatubo. Pero nagalit siya. I don't think that is the case because nung nandun kami sa Pinatubo, dumating siya, nagyoyosi siya do'n sa City Hall, kinakuwento ko yung nangyayari, tinitik niya yung sigarilyo sa harap ko, do'n sa City Hall, tumutulo yung City Hall, siguro akala niya
Hmm.
hindi kami magkukuwan. Sabi ko, pinulot ko yung sigarilyo in spite of the fact that we're having a hard time in Pinatubo, we still manage to maintain our sanitation habits, eh. May ugali ako talaga na
Mhm.
namumulot ako ng kalat at tinuturo ko sa mga tao na, yung kinalat ng tao, "Huwag na kayong umangal, pulutin na lang ninyo." Hindi niya nakalimutan yun, kaya naging administrative order number 1 ako. Tanggalin si
But
Lito.
yeah, but Senator Gordon, and I hope that this interview can also serve as an education and insight to our viewers. Kasi ang hirap naman na knowing Erap back then, having known him for 4 years, parang intimately, might I add, parang masyadong mababaw kung Yossi lang ang pinaghiwalayan ninyo, no?
Mukha 'no, mukha. Marami pa yun,
Yeah,
Tito.
I suspect, and because someone told me this yesterday, Sito, basahin mo lahat yung mga tinirang presidentiable. Nung nag-announce si Isko, giniba siya. Nung nag-announce itong si Pacquiao, giniba siya. And there is a continuing process of gibaan, past and present. Were you considered a threat during the Estrada administration to other politicians, or did you shine where ikaw ba yung makintab na made others look bad, and therefore let's just make him look bad, parang siya lang lagi ang gwapo.
Alam mo, Sito, we always do our best and I respect Erap. Magaling siya mayor. Ako unang-unang hindi presidente na inimbitahan niya dun sa pinaglabanan. Kaya naging malapit kami. Kaya lang, ang talaga nangyari dyan, nung nagtampuhan na kami, dahil pinalis nga yung base, tapos tinulot ko yung sigarilyo niya, tapos naglabas siya ng sineng, Maynila sa kuko ng Agila, nagagalit yung mga tao dahil pinangako niya hindi papalisin yung base. Pero pinapalabas siya naman ng mga tiga-Olongo po ng mga prostitute doon sa sine. Siyempre, bumubusi na yung mga tao pag nagpapalabas siya. Dinamdam niya yon, and I think hindi niya nakalimutan. Tapos, at that time, tinatatakbo na ako ng presidente at that time. Sabi, eto na, pagkakataon mo na. Hindi ko rin maiwan, nagdadalawang isip ako. Sabi ko, dito na lang ako sa Subic. Ni-reappoint ako ni President Ramos. Ang nangyari ngayon, hindi niya gusto at galit na galit siya sa akin. So, andun pa nga si Vic Villavicencio nung araw, sabi niya, magkaibigan kayo, sulatan mo na lang ang sinulatan ko. Pero kinurampol yung papel at tinapon. Pero ano mo ngayon, magkaibigan kami ni Erap. Hindi naman kami,
Hmm.
wala naman talagang dapat pag-awayan. Na lahat, alam mo, natutunan ko, si Mr. Payumo, o galit na galit sa akin nung araw yan. Pero ngayon, magkaibigan kami, alam ni Mr. Payumo kung bakit anong tunay kong ugali. So lahat kami, alam mo, passing lahat yan eh. Ang Diyos lang ang permanent. Yung ba
Mhm.
talaga yung faith in the Lord na gawin mo lang yung trabaho mo and the way God created you, the way your parents honed you, tatagal ka. Pero kung ang gusto mo ay yung biglang yaman, biglang pasikat, hindi ka tatagal. Kaya tumagal ako ng konti sa karamihan ng ibang mga kasama ko.
Okay, you have fought the fight and you have lasted all the rounds. But sabi mo nga kanina, pinatatakbo ka ng magpresidente during the post-SBMA period because of your success, your high profile. But instead, you went under the radar, nag-DOT, secretary ka pa, and yet you excelled again in the Department of
Philippines.
Tourism. Tapos nagsenador ka, and the question on some of the minds of your friends, ano ba talaga ang problema ni Dick? At bakit ayaw niyang tumakbo o kumasa sa presidente or vice president man lang. Because, I mean, I will unabashedly say, after reviewing your resume, na alam mo, you should give me a star for actually reviewing your resume dahil ang tamad
Well,
ko
I was very
magbasa
grateful, Cito.
ng resume. I
I was very
realized
grateful.
na, I realized na sabi ko, maraming accomplishment tong maman to. Bakit ayaw pa?
Well, actually, Cito, I would be hypocrite if I said I didn't want to be president of this country.
Mhm.
Nasabi ko na yan maraming beses. And when I say that, sabihin, arrogant ka, mayabang ka, sino ka ba? Actually, nung natapos ako ng mayor, tatakbo sana ako, tinutulak ako, dinala pa ako nung nilaro mo ng Sinto sa isang malaking religious sect at pinipilit niya ako tumakbo. Pero hindi ako makakatakbo dahil may kaibigan tayo, si Danding Kuwang ko at that time na naging kliyente ko sa Accra. We kind of like one another very well. Magkakasama kami at nung tatakbo na sana ako, sabi ko, tumakbo siya. Sabi ko, hindi ako tatakbo, hindi ko lalabanan yan. Hindi ako suwail na yung sisirain ko yung pagkakaibigan namin. And I campaigned for him. Unfortunately, natalo si Danding. I thought he would have been a good president because he was a good manager of business. At yun na nga nangyari. Bumalik ko, tsaka pinaalis yung base. Kailangan pumasok ako sa Subic. At naglabi ako sa Kongreso para makuha namin yung Freeport. Wala naman nag-isip ng Freeport eh. Noong pang 1918, nung naging mayor ako, inisip ko na yan dahil sinasabi ng tatay ko, baka biglang umalis yung base. So, nag-isip na kami na gagawin namin parang Hong Kong yan. Yung geography ng Subic, tatlong airport, Subic, Clark, Manila, tatlong seaport, Subic, Bataan, and Manila. Napakaganda, napakalapit sa Manila at ang strategic location ng Pilipinas, napakaganda. So, inisip namin maging Freeport tayo. At nung nilabi ko yan, nakuha namin, sinabi ko, pwede ba ako ilagay nyo? Kasi ako sisihin nyo pag pumalpak. Ayokong ilagay ang kinabukasan ng mga mamamayan namin sa ibang tao sapagkat ganyan na nangyari sa Sangley Point ng araw. At nung hinawakan namin, ang mga patakaran ko, kailangan magsama ang leader at ang tao, palabasin mo ang galing ng tao, hamulin mo sila, pag ninakaw natin to, walang lalapit sa ating investment. Yun ang strategy. So pinakita namin, nagdilinis kami ng mga bahay na hindi sa amin, napuputol kami ng damo, pinapatakbo yung kuryente, mga bata, galing sa iba't ibang lugar, sa Amerika, sa Europe, nag-volunteer, na-capture namin ang imagination. Kaya ang bilis namin nakakuha ng investments. Kaya lumakas ang Subic.
Yeah, Senator, it makes me wonder kasi napaganda mo ang Olongapo. Not that it was bad. You made it even better. You made it prominent and respected as a LGU. And then you did the same thing for SBMA. From an abandoned military facility that could have been robbed blind by anong
In Clark,
tawag
it is
nila?
Americans and Filipinos, ha? In
Yeah,
Clark, it is Americans
looters.
and Filipinos.
Yeah, looters. I mean, napaganda mo ang SBMA and to your credit, it still stands. It has survived the test of many things. And then DOT pa, nag-secretary ka na ikaw ang talagang sinasabi ko nga catalyst para mapansin ng gobyerno na pwedeng mag-invest sa tourism. But why is it that SBMA did not become your vision of the Philippine Hong Kong?
Alam mo, present ko yan kay President Ramos at nagkaroon pa kami ng problema dahil nakuha na ni Lee Ka-shing sa bidding yung port. Nakuha ko yung FedEx. Alam mo, napakalaking bagay makuha mo yung FedEx. Naging capital tayo ng FedEx operations throughout the whole world in the Asia Pacific. So, isa na lang ang kulang. Yung port, paalis ang mga British sa Hong Kong, niligawan natin ang Hong Kong, niligawan ko ang Singapore, ipagkat yun ang ating palatandaan ang gagawin natin. At nagbidding itong si Lee Ka-shing, pinakamalaking port operator in the world. Imagine, ang takbo nila nung araw, I think they had about 12 million container moves. Tayo nasa 2,000 lang, wala pang 2,000. So sabi ko, makikita mo kung nasa Hong Kong ka, puno lahat yung porto nila, pero doon sa dagat, naglilipatan ng cargo, ship to ship, tapos iniikot sa buong Asia. Nakita ko na pwedeng pumunta sa atin yan sapagkat papasok ang People's Republic of China. Nagsiguro ito si Lee Ka-shing. Tinulungan ako ng World Bank, nagpabidding kami, nanalo yan. Pero nung manalo siya, siyempre meron tayong mga negosyante rito, unahin muna raw ang Pilipino, sumunod naman si President Ramos, pinigil yung bid, nilibid namin uli, nanalo uli, tinigil uli yung bid, at ang nanalo nga, yung kaibigan rin naman natin, si Ricky Rason, at sa akin, naudlot doon eh. Kung nagawa yan, it would have been, can you imagine, Sito, kung dumating ang maraming barko dyan, lahat ng mga lupa doon sa Region 3 hanggang Southern Tagalog, mayroon na tayong North Expressway hanggang Bataan. Mayroon tayong, ngayon may T-Plex pa, may lahat yan, magkakaroon ng hanap buhay. In fact, I did it again when I was senator, just about last term. Ipinasa ko yung rich bill na dadalhin na yung mga lupa na bakante, pagsasamahin natin ng Subic, Clark, and Manila, at lalagyan natin ng mga incentives para lumabas doon sa mga lupa at magamit ng mga tao, makagawa ng trabaho. We would decongest Manila, disperse industries, that has always been the strategy, pero nanalo sa lower house, nanalo sa upper house, gustong-gusto ng mga governor, gustong-gusto ng mga congressman, pero ayaw ni Sonny Dominguez, pinabito kay President Duterte. Masyado na maraming incentives. Ngayon, tanongin kita, you're a very intelligent man, you're a visionary yourself, tanongin kita, ano ngayon ang pang-imbita natin sa mga negosyo? Baksak lahat, palpak lahat, mag-aagawan tayo. Ang Japan, lumilipat from China, lumipat na sila sa Vietnam, lumilipat sila sa Indonesia. Anong pagmamalaki natin? Hindi natin nakukuha ang foreign direct investment natin, hindi pumupunta sa atin. At even our domestic investment are crippled right now. So that would have been perfect. So nirefile ko uli yan. So lahat ng mga pangarap ko, nauudlot, hindi dahil sa akin, hindi dahil sa mga tao ko, ngunit sa ibang tao. Tinatawag natin Imperial Manila kung magkamisan. Pag pinakailaman yung lokal, yung vision, kung naman nakikita mo na magagawa naman ng mga tao, sana pagbigyan mo na. One of the greatest pains in my heart, hindi nare-recognize talaga. Ako nire-recognize. Hindi lang ho ako. Yung mga taong nag-volunteer sa Subic, yan ang nagpanalo ng Subic. Yung Wow Philippines, ginawa namin domestic tourism, ang nagpanalo ng Wow Philippines, hindi lang yung Watch Our Whales ng Sorsogon. Hindi lamang yung Where Are Whales, yung mga Abel ng Ilocos, yung mga ating mga dinatak yung dun sa Mindanao. Ano panalo dyan? Hindi lang yung Watch Our Water World, yung katulad sa Batangas, katulad sa Palawan. Hindi lang yung mga nakikita natin magaganda. Ano panalo dyan? Yung domestic, nagkaroon ngayon ng feeling na mapupuntahan pala tayo dahil yung ginawa ni Gordon sa Intramuros, nakita natin na pwede pala natin ipakita yung pagkain natin, yung mga kasayahan natin, lumakas ngayon hanggang umabot na halos ng over 100,000. Yun ang sabi sa akin ng DOT, kamakailan lang, ang domestic tourism. Pero ngayon, naudot naman ng pandemic. Actually, wala tayong pera talagang panlaban sa Malaysia, sa Thailand. Pero inlaban natin yan. Yung Wow Philippines, napakaganda eh. Because it's wealth of wonders, it's workers of worth, lahat yan may WOW.
Yes, Senator, if you would, let's go for a quick break. And then in the second part of our interview, I will already warn you, I will be asking some of the questions na baka medyo masapok ako dito o magparamdam yung tatay ko na kaibigan mo. Okay, we'll be right back here on Agenda.
Thank you, Cito.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and with us today is Senator Richard Gordon, Chairman of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Okay, Mr. Chairman, ikaw naman ang maging resource person. Ako naman yung maging chairman for this morning lang. No, we only
Yes,
have
Mr.
25
Chairman.
minutes. 25 minutes. So let's go for quick and brief answers. The President Rodrigo Duterte has accused the ongoing investigations as mere politicking and has even suggested, advised, or instructed some of his key officials not to cooperate or not even appear. What's your response to that?
My response is nahuli ang presidente na na-involve siya dyan. Makikita mo, magtataka ka, hindi naman ako nag-expose yan, ang COA. Sinasabi niya walang overprice. Talagang walang sinabi ang COA ng overprice. Pero ang sinasabi ng COA, maraming mga questions na dapat sagutin. Ako, kinuha ako eh. Dinidemanda pa nga ako ng presidente hanggang ngayon. Ito nangyari sa Subic. Pero sasagutin ko yan, kaya ko sagutin. Ang problema ko, bakit mo hinaharang yung COA? Trabaho niya yan under the Constitution. Bakit hinaharang ni President Duterte yung Senado? Yan ay talagang checks and balance. At sasabihin pa, huwag kayo mag-attend. That borders on inciting to sedition. Huwag kayo sumunod, in other words. At hanggang ngayon, nagiging abogado siya ni Michael Yang na napaka-controversial. Chinese yan eh. Nilagay niya, siya ang gumawa ng kanyang sariling maligno. Alam mo, nilagay niya yung isang Chinese doon sa kanyang tabi, nakakapasok sa corridor sa power, ginawa niyang chief economic advisor. Ano nangyari ngayon? Ngayon si Yang nagsisinungaling sa committee at ang nagsumbong sa amin ay yung mismong itong si Lincoln Ong at saka yung presidente mismo. At sabi ni Yang, hindi raw siya nakialam diyan, manapat yun lang dinala niya yung Pharmally sa presidente pagkatapos hindi na siya nakialam. Tapos ayaw niya magpapunta doon sa Senado. Pero nung dumating na siya sa Senado, nabisto ngayon siya, bago napilitan siya dumating, dahil sinabi ng mga tao niya na kumukuha sila ng pera kay Yang. Sa madaling sabi sito, nahuhuli ang isda sa bibig. At ang nangyari yan, siya mismo ang nagdidepensa, hindi maganda para sa isang presidente. Dapat, totoo ba yan, Mr. Lau? Totoo ba yan sa isang kumpanyang napakaliit na ang pera lang ay 625,000 pesos, ni hindi milyon? Nabigyan niyo more than
Senator,
10 billion pesos?
Yeah, Senator, but what about the accusation that this is all in aid of politics because you are going to run for re-election and because all of the Senate investigations have amounted to nothing?
Well, first of all, yung investigasyon na ginawa natin ng mga nakaraan, hindi ba nakulong yung 2 tauhan ni President Duterte? Yung hinuhutot nila yung Chinese doon sa Clarkfield na galing sa Santa Ana. At ang nangyari, nahuli namin sila, nakuha ko yung CCTV at pinakita doon na kinukuha nila after 7 hours, nanguha sila ng 50 million pesos. Bago pa noon, nakakuha na sila. Pero nahuli namin yung 50 million. Ngayon, nakakulong na sila. At di ba, ang dami rin namin nahuli dyan. Yung sila Paeldon, napigil namin yung smuggling sa customs. Tinanggal niya si Paeldon, nilipat niya sa Bilibid. Pagdating sa Bilibid, pinatawad si Sanchez, palalabas si Sanchez. Ako rin ang nag-expose. Kaya nauudlot lahat yung ginagawa na kasamaan na hindi maganda. At pagkatapos, nahuli rin natin sila Asierto. Ang nangyari doon naman ay naglabas ng magnetic lifters naman. At sinabi wala raw laman. Pero nahuli namin na nandun pala sa Cavite, doon nilagari ng Chinese at bilyon-bilyon piso na droga ang lumabas. At ang nagpakana, ang nagtatago pa kunyari sa Asierto na i-expose na si Presidente at ang kanyang kasama na si Michael Yang. Sabi ko, umupo ka dito, ikaw magsabi, hindi ako magsasabi niyan dahil ikaw may litrato, ikaw lahat. Hindi niya ginawa. Ngayon binabaliktad pa ako. But anyway, that's okay. The point is, nakalagay sa decision namin, siya talaga ang may pakana at yung ibang mga kasama sa PIDEA. Biro mo yun, number 2 ng PIDEA, sinama namin yan. Hindi lang nagpakita yan pagkatapos ng investigasyon, yung si Pajardo. So nangangahulugan, may nangyayari sa mga ginagawa namin sa Senado. Sa Blue Ribbon.
What about in aid of politics or re-election?
It cannot be denied that we are all politicians. Pacquiao sits in the Blue Ribbon Committee. Cannot be denied that Soto is the Senate President. Cannot be denied that Mr. Lacson is running for President and Vice President. We're politicians. Ang expectation sa akin, tatakbo akong presidente. Sabi pa ni presidente, hindi ka ba nanalo? Vice Presidente, takbo mo, talo ka. Ngayon, sabi niya, senador na lang. Wala pa akong ina-announce ito eh. Because ang totoo niyan, kung ginawa mo ang trabaho mo, hindi ka dapat mangamba. At wala akong pangangamba doon sa nagawa ko sa aking record. Pero ang sinasabi ko lamang, dapat nakafocus ako sa investigasyon, kaya tuloy-tuloy. Ang nanonotice ko lamang ito, 2 investigasyon. Isa sa corruption na bilyon-bilyon ang nawawala habang naghihirap ang tao, di makapasok sa ospital, kulang ang vaccine, nagugutom ang tao, doktor hindi nababayaran, yung mga nurses hindi nababayaran, yung mga healthcare workers, pero limpak-limpak ang mga kotse, Lamborghini, lumalabas, hindi pa natatapos yung At saka makikita mo, nilagay silaw, January. By May of the following year, umalis na siya. Nakuha na yung pera. At makikita mo sa litratong ito, si Mr. Yang, ayun sa likod niya, si Mr. Lincoln Ong, na yun ang nagsabi na kasama siya sa negosyong ito. Yan ang tumutulong sa kanya. Dinay pa yan ni Yang, nagsinungaling na si Yang. Kaya nung sabi namin, ma-aresto ka, lumabas siya. At yun na nga, napatunayan, ayan, bago pa nag-presidente sa Pangulo, nagpunta siya pa kay Michael Yang sa Shanghai, sa Xiamen, no? Saka sa Fujian. So nangangahulugan, nasasabit ang Pangulo. Sino nakipagkita sa Pharmally kasama si Michael Yang? Si Presidente. At pagkatapos nun, sino nag-appoint kay Lau?
But Senator,
Sino
Senator,
nag-appoint kay Leong? Si Presidente. At ngayon, in-appoint pa niya sa ombudsman para bang clean-up guy. Pag nawala na sila, umalis na si Yang, umalis na si Lau nung May 2021 at nag-apply sa ombudsman. Ubatras. Ang nilagay niya, yung kanyang assistant na si Leong, yung ngayon na nasa ombudsman. Kaya tinatakpan nila lahat ng butas. Ang masakit, if you'll allow me, ang lumalabas, may cover-up. Diyan nadali si Richard Nixon. May cover-up ngayon at lahat nakakapagtaka. Bakit ako inaasinta? Bakit kami inaasinta? Pinipigil yung investigasyon. Mukhang dahil nabibisto na talagang nagsimula ito, paano nagkaroon ng overprice, sinabi kagad ni Secretary Duque, ibigay ang pera na 42 billion, hindi mangyayari yan kung walang utos ang Pangulo. At anong nangyari? Nilagyan pa ni Duque ng ceiling na 2,000. Halimbawa doon sa PPE. Anong ginawa lahat? Walang bidding, negotiated lahat. Basta bumaba ka ng 2,000, sa iyo na yung bid. Ang laki-laki ng lumabas na pera.
collectively, are these abuse of power? Because the president has said, has counted on the bayanihan laws that the Congress has passed, both Senate and House of Representatives. Sabi niya, walang masama sa ginawa ko dahil silang gumawa ng batas, ginamit kong batayan yung batas. Because I wanted to ask, no, para lang ma-appreciate ng mga tao, you showed photos of the president in Xiamen ba yun, or wherever, with these very people who stand under investigation. Now, did the president commit something improper, illegal, by actually being in those facilities with those people and yung itong sinasabi mong mga purchases, no bidding, etc.?
By doing that, by appointing Mr. Yang as economic advisor, by going to China with Mr. Yang, and by defending Mr. Yang at all times, nakikita ninyo na nung magkaroon ng pandemic, pumasok ito si Yang, yun ang nakikita namin, marami akong connection sa China, akong bahala, ilagay mo lang yung tao dyan, na dinidinay niya pa nung una, ngayon, inamin niya na siya nagpupondo, at kaya natin gumawa ng maraming pera. Ang nakakapagtaka, bakit hindi umiimik sa presidente sa katiwalian na nabuksan? Na talaga ang lalaki, bakit mabigyan ng 3.2 billion pesos ang isang kumpanya na napakaliit ng kapital na nakipagkita siya doon sa mga hepe niyan, yung presidente niyan, na may kaso pa sa Taiwan. So, nadudumihan ng Pangulo. Ngayon, pag tinoproteksyonan niya yan, meron siyang tinatago. At kung naninira siya ng kapwa niya mga citizens ng bansa, katulad ko, katulad ni Lacson, katulad ni Senate President Soto, ngayon yung building naman ng Senado na atake, ibig sabihin, nagtatakip siya, yung smoke screen niya. So, dapat magpaliwanag ang Pangulo. Dapat humarap siya, nagkamali ako, nilagay ko ito, at sasabihin niya tama yung batas, tama talaga yung batas. Pero hindi nangangahulugan na walang batayan na magbigay. Dapat tinanong mo, sapagkat, Cito, kalabitin mo lang yung computer mo, tingnan mo yung Pharmally, lalabas yung pangalan ni Leong, nitong si Yang at saka itong sila si Wang, yung dalawang
Mhm.
mag-ama. At dapat yung palang napigil na. So, ang ibig sabihin na, ang batayan sa batas, kahit na merong madali ang purchases na negotiated with, kailangan huwag mong papabayaan yung tinatawag nilang legal, yung financial, at saka technical capability. Binigay nila ito sa Pharmally, una palang sultada, March 25. Nag-usap na sila ng March 24. Umorder na kagad, hindi pa binabayaran, nag-deliver kunyari ng sabing ganun, 8 million. Ang lumabas, 13, almost 14 million ang binayaran later on. Pagtapos, ang dinadahilan hindi, bakit mo ibibigay dyan? Para, mangungumusyon lang pala yan. Sabing ganun, kinuha raw nila yung gamit nila, at dyan nagsimula magsinungaling, pati si yung babae, si Mago, at saka itong si Ong, at ang nangyari, ay itinuro nila yung
How
Tiger Field, tapos tinuro ng Tiger Field, yung supplier naman niya na hindi nagpapakita ngayon. So, nangangahulugan, muro-muro lahat. So,
Okay.
nagsisinungaling lahat.
How, how crucial how crucial is the disappearance of Mago in this ongoing investigation? Because it reminds me of what happened, and with no political accusations engaged, no, or in meant. This was happening during the time of President Arroyo na maraming mga investigasyon noon, and biglang maraming mga witnesses na could not be located, suddenly disappeared, or cannot be reached. How does the disappearance of Mago affect your ongoing investigation?
Wala, because nagsabi na siya na so in effect, you swindled the government. Inamin niya, they swindled the government. Inamin niya. Walang aid sa akin. They swindled. Tinanong rin siya ni Lisa Ontiveros. Nagpapalit kasi, na-shock siguro siya. Naglabas si Lisa ng testigo na bagamat nakabalot yung mukha, sinabi, ang nagutos ay itong si Miss Mago. At ang nangyari, sinabi rin nila naman ni Miss Mago na ang nagutos sa kanya ay yung si Mohit Dargani. So, lumalabas na. So, nagpanik si Mago. Sinabi niya kagad, well, nakita na, bisto na tayo. Inamin niya. Ang masama, nung inamin niya, nangako siya sa amin na mag-uusap kami pagkatapos. Sabi ko, gusto mo ba, huwag ka na muna magsalita, mag-usap tayo mamaya para hindi ka na-pressure. Ang nangyari, sabi, opo, nung tinawagan na namin, nawala na siya. So, ang pumasok sa isipan namin, baka dinampot yan, o baka may pinipressure na siya, hanggang mga madre ng St. Paul, tinawagan natin na Cito, hanggang sa Tugigaraw, tinawagan namin, ingatan nyo, baka mamaya saktan yan. I was worried more for her safety because her testimony has already been perpetuated under oath na talagang niloko nila ang gobyerno. Ngayon, lumabas na raw, at pagkatapos sabihin ni Presidente Duterte na walang masama doon sa expired, hindi raw nag-i-expire yung plastic mask na sinalungat naman ni Secretary Duque na nag-i-expire. Yun ang mga problema natin.
I leave those details to you because you're the chairman of that committee. Meanwhile, here on my committee, I have to investigate you or at least give you the chance to defend yourself.
Of
The
course.
president has made his attack direct. Kumbaga no, lock on target ka na. You have been personally accused. Number one, the Red Cross issue. What is there to be concerned about, or what should the Filipino people know? Kasi pinalalabas na may perang binigay sa Red Cross, ikaw ay senador at chairman of the Red Cross. Please explain yourself.
First, I'm not the only senator who became chairman of the Red Cross. The first chairman was a lady by the name of Jeronima Pexon, way back in the 50s. Second, meron mga Secretary of Health, meron mga Secretary of Education ang chairman ng Red Cross. So there's nothing controversial about that. There's even a chief of staff ng panahon ni Marcos, General Espino, was chairman of the Red Cross. General yan. Medyo controversial talaga because sa pagkagiyera dapat neutral. Wala kami sundalo sa Red Cross dapat. Pero tumutulong kami sa mga sundalo. Now, wala kayong dapat alalahanin because I'm a volunteer. I'm not paid. I don't even have a car. In-advertise ko ang Red Cross. Binayaran ako ng Procter & Gamble para sa akin dapat 11.5 million to advertise it. Pinapalitan ko yung check, ilagay nyo sa Red Cross. At yun nagsimula yung Blood Samaritan ng Red Cross. Nung araw, ang blood, walang-wala. Ngayon, hindi lang blood, meron na kaming dialysis machines, meron na kaming center na libre, meron kaming molecular laboratory, 14 na yan. Dadagdagan ko pa, pero nag-aalangan ako ngayon dahil baka hindi na, i-harass na yung Red Cross. But that's okay. We're safe. Ang dami nating ambulance ngayon, 170. Yun ang sinusumbat sa akin. Bakit raw, nanguha ko ng PDAF ko, nung araw allowed yon, sinabi ko sa DSWD, pwede ba tulungan yung Red Cross? Magbibigay sila ng mga program, namili sila ng mga ambulances, mga pambayad sa dugo, yung natatandaan mo, Cito, napunta ako sa Sulu, kinuha ko yung prutas ng Sulu, yung mga tinatawag nating mangosteen, binili namin lahat at cost, at market price, dinala namin by C-130, binenta rito sa mga malalaking gusali. In one day, ubos. Ang tawag ko doon, the fruits of hope. The fruits of hope. Because gusto ko, wag na kayong mag-kidnap, gagawin namin yan. In fact, ang plano namin, kukunin namin ng barko namin
But
ngayon yung mga
is your position in the Red Cross? I know you. You don't do things half-hearted. Kumbaga, the biggest mistake anyone can make is to invite Richard Gordon into the room because he will take over. Pero some people, I'm sorry, I call a spade a spade.
Alright.
And people are saying, well, maybe he's using the Red Cross for political gains. What political gain is there in being chairman of the Red Cross? Are you ministerial? Ano ba talaga ang powers
Yung
mo?
una, it's a separate organization. It's a volunteer organization. It's an international humanitarian organization. Cito, I have been governor of the International Red Cross. I was the first elected governor from the Philippines. Twice. And I have been representative of the International Red Cross when I went to Myanmar. Ayaw tanggapin ng Myanmar yung mga goods ng Amerika. Ayaw tanggapin yung mga goods ng Europe dahil galit ang Myanmar. So kinausap ko yung Myanmar Red Cross. Kinausap namin yung leader nila. At kasama ko pa si yung United Nations ng araw na Koreano. At kasama ko yung Secretary ng Trade ng Singapore, na si George Cho, at nakumbis namin, padaanin nyo sa Red Cross. Walang politika yan, dadaan sa Red Cross yan. Cito,
Okay.
sa batas natin, pagka may eleksyon, dadaan ng goods sa Red Cross. Nag-relieve of absence ako because nakalagay sa batas yan. Relief organization, Red Cross ang magbibigay. Sakit lang ng ulo sa amin yan because we can do that even without the government. But the point is, ano gagawin ko? You mean to tell me I've been there for 53 years? I've been elected mayor as a Red Cross volunteer. Hindi pa ako chairman noon. Volunteer ako. Naging senador ako, nung tourism secretary ako, naging chairman ako ng Red Cross. Titigil ako. My mother was 63 years in the Red Cross until she died. Yan ang pinakalaki sa amin.
Okay, now how do you feel with the President's call to the Commission on Audit to audit the Philippine Red Cross or
The
money
Commission on
given?
Audit has the right to audit us provided they gave us money. Halimbawa, Central Bank gave us money. Papaliwanag namin yan. And we have been audited. Yung binigay namin sa Department of Health na pera ng PIDA, na-audit na yan. Nag-liquidate na kami. Pinababalik sa akin yung 88 million. Nakalagay pa yung mga ambulansya dyan hanggang ngayon. Makikita niyo yung mga gamit na andyan ngayon. And that has already been explained. Tapos na yan.
Okay.
The most ridiculous thing is, go ahead and ask a question pa mamaya. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, no, we're down to a few minutes, so let's go for a quick break. And when we return, I'd like for you to explain the SBMA issue, and then maybe let's close it up with choices of leaders in today's reality. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and with us for the final part of today's program, Senator Richard Gordon. Sir, we're down to 4 minutes, so I will have to ask you to be brief in your response. What about the accusation of President Duterte that you received or took money from SBMA and that the COA declared that money disallowed the money that you received?
Ano niya, when we started SBMA, walang bureaucracy dyan. Kami mga volunteers. And we bought at 10 cents to a dollar, yung mga binibenta yung iniwan ng Amerikano na mga lamesa, mga telepono, and the Americans can prove that. Wala akong problema dyan. In fact, we have proven that. Ngayon, yung mga tao namin, siyempre, yung mga nagbabiyahe, baka kulang ang dokumento. Yun ang mga sinasabi lang, nanguha kayo ng gasolina para sa power plant, yung diesel, kulang ang resibo. Yung mga ganun, yun ang ginagawa. Now, of course, that was 23 years ago when I left SBMA in 1998. Eh ngayon, sisitay na naman ako. Kinaso na sa akin yan. Na-dismiss lahat yung kaso. Alo sa ombudsman, lahat. At nagkaso sa akin yung mga tao ni Mr. Payumo. At wala na yan. At, but nilalabas na naman. 23 years later, it's unfair to the many people na sinasama sa kaso.
In other words, it's recycled.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, going forward to our current situation, there's a lot of politics going on. A lot of people offering themselves as presidential or vice presidential candidate. You admitted that, like any normal being, you have aspired to be president, but it seems that at every turn, either a friend like Danding Coangco decided to run, or something happened in SBMA, or etc. etc. Now, what's the situation right now? You're very prominent, and in fact, when I wrote that column in the Philippine Star, people were, it got the highest number of response, and people were saying, "Well, you're right. We should reconsider someone who has the experience and accomplishment and track record." What say you regarding the opportunity before you right now?
I will decide, Sito, on October the 8th. Kagabi, nag-usap kami ni Kate, Mrs. ko, no, na we've been together for a long time and we've had gone through hardships. Inaras na kami, dumaan kami sa mga earthquake, pinatubo, baha, marami ng hamon sa amin. Napagod na kami, actually. So ako, ang feeling ko right now, ako nakafocus muna dito sa investigation. And because a lot of distraction is being made upon this investigation and we're opening a lot of doors. Now, kung sasabihin ko, tatakbo ko, then magkakaroon ng kulay. And mabuti yung naghuhula sila. I can run for re-election. I'm still available for re-election as a senator.
Mm-hmm.
And I can run for president. Ang problema ko sa presidente, sasabihin na naman na iba, wala ka naman pera, tatakbo ko eh. Sure, you have all the qualifications, but hindi tinapansin niya, kailangan makamasa ka, kailangan nakikita ka. The masa doesn't know. They don't care about corruption anymore. Tatagal-tagal lang ng corruption. They don't care. Ang gusto lang nila, is there food on the table? Will I get a job tomorrow? Yun ang dapat tinatanong ngayon. Yung mga tatakbo, including if I do run, can you create jobs?
You have the track record. You have the track record. You've never been one. Hindi ka sigurista, or else you would not have undertaken SBMA.
But I would not be where I am today.
Dehadong-dehado ka sa SBMA, but you took it on. So, because I don't know, please allow me this much. Parang, every opportunity given to you, the devil threw you some distraction. Why not just cast the lot and go for it?
Who knows? Maybe on the 8th I will decide, and I'm praying to God. Believe you me, I always trust in the Lord, and need not on my own understanding. And everything comes from the Lord, and dadating yan. I've never been a religious person. I've kept a rosary in my pocket, but I've always been a spiritual person. Every night, every day, every time I speak, natawagan ko ang Panginoon. But ang sinasabi ko lang, that is something that will have to be decided not now while I'm in the middle of this brouhaha na nahihirapan ng mga tao, nakikita ng mga tao, ay baka naman kaya pala ginawa mo, totoo pala yung sinasabi na, alam nyo, it's beside the point if you're running. Because if you're running, that's good if you have the qualifications. The country needs leadership. The country needs courageous leaders who are firm and fair and above all has integrity. And the country needs compassion because we are in a very bad fix. Marami nakakasakit, kailangan matulungan agad dyan. Araw-araw may humingi ng oxygen, humingi ng blood, humingi ng tulong makapasok sa ospital.
Okay.
That is
Last
what we need right
question.
now.
Yeah,
And,
last question, Senator. Given a choice, running for president or seeing this investigation through and all be damned, anong pipiliin mo?
it can be it can be both. It can be both. I think, to be frank, magagalit na naman sa akin ng Pangulo. I think we have done it already. From beginning to end, nakita na namin, na-analyze na namin. Ang hinahabol na lang natin, because pwede natin bawiin yung pera yan, yung money trail. May money laundering ba dito? Saan galing yung binayad ng Pharmally para makabili ng mga raw material? So yun na lang ang hinahabol. And
Okay.
we owe the people that para masabi, eto yung nawala sa inyo, ibalik nyo sa tao yung mga ninakaw nyo para ang tao magkaroon naman ng konting pag-asa, konting paniniwala muli. Hindi lang sa Panginoon, dahil yung minsan, tao sila ng tao sa Panginoon, pero binibigyan tayo ng mga salot. Pero yun ang pagsubok. Yun ang pagsubok.
Sneaky 1 second question. Will this reach the president?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very
I know
much,
that. You see, I
Senator.
can make decisions. If I'm
Okay.
going to be asked, yes, it will reach the president. I could soft pedal it. I cannot. Because, malino talagang the connection is tuloy-tuloy hanggang sa dulo, hanggang sa baba. At hindi
Okay.
mangyayari ito nang walang master na nagkumpas with the help of his Chinese friends. Yun ang problema ko.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Gordon, for being honest and upfront about all these things. God bless you. May God protect you. Ingat po kayo. And thank you for your time.
God bless you, Cito. Thank you very much, and thank you for this program.
Okay, and that's today's program. We close with our daily blessing to all of you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his face toward you and give you peace. From Numbers chapter 6. God bless you. I'm on overtime sorry to our associates. Keep it here on One News PH.